Welcome back, Motorheads. This is Project Car Finds on Facebook Marketplace. First, got a 1966 Pontiac Tempest for $6,500. Well, up first, we got some running little project car here. This is a pretty cool Pontiac in my personal opinion. I like the 66 Le Mans better, but it's pretty much the same car. Personally, I just like the taillights better on the 66 Le Mans and Tempest better than the GTO, but that's just me. Overall, I think this makes somebody a pretty nice little project car, and the price they're asking, it's not too terrible of a starting point. I would definitely negotiate for a little bit lower price, but what do you guys think? Next, got a 1953 Lincoln for $4,250. Here we got some pretty cool little hardtop Lincoln. You just don't come across these very often anymore. At least I haven't seen one in quite a while. I don't think what they're asking for this car is too terrible of a price. I actually think it's a pretty reasonable price for a starting point. The body doesn't look too bad. Yes, it's got some rust. It's a pretty old car. You're going to have that. But I don't see anything that's standing out that is going to be completely nightmarish. But what do you guys think of the Lincoln, and what do you think of that price? Next, got a 1965 Ford Thunderbird for $6,500. Now, I always thought these were pretty cool looking old Thunderbirds. I dig them, and I definitely dig this one here, the color combination. But the one bad thing about these old Thunderbirds is they like to rot. And I always say buyer beware when you go looking at one of these old Thunderbirds. Look it over real well underneath, and definitely look underneath that vinyl top. Overall, from the pictures, it doesn't look to be in too terrible condition, and I don't think the price is too far off, but I still think I would negotiate for lower. Next, got a 1953 Chevrolet for $4,500. I think we got us a pretty cool looking little Chevrolet here. Now, usually I don't like these cars chopped, but this one here doesn't look bad that way. I kind of dig it. Now, if that chop is done properly, for the price they're asking, this might not be a bad buy for somebody if you like the chop look on these old 53 Chevrolets. But what do you guys think of this old Chevy, and what do you think of that price tag? Up next, got a 1964 Ford Galaxy for $6,500. We got some pretty cool Galaxy here, but then again, I'm kind of biased. The 64 is my favorite Galaxy. I just think it looks best out of all of them. Personally, what he's asking for this one here, and this is a running, driving car, as they say in the ad, and they said you can drive it as you tinker. Now, $6,500 for a running, driving 64 Galaxy, I don't think it's too terrible of a price in this crazy market we got. Overall, I don't think this car looks to be in too bad a condition. I definitely think this will make somebody a hell of a project car, and if this car is in fairly decent condition, everything checks out, this might be one to buy. Next, got a 1959 Buick for $3,000. Now, these cars here, not everybody likes these, and these are really hard to find as a two-door hardtop. This one here is a little crusty. And the problem is with this one here, somebody needs to come and get this thing and get it out of Ohio, because it is definitely too close to temptation for me. Now, like I said, this one is a little crunchy. It's going to need some actual metal fab work done. But for $3,000 with a good title for this car being a hardtop, I think that's a hell of a price on this old 59 Buick. But like I said, they're not everybody's cup of tea. They're kind of fugly looking, but they grow on you, damn. That's what I'm trying to say. But what do you guys think of this old Buick, and what do you think of that price? Next, got a 1968 Chevrolet for $4,750. Now, I definitely prefer the fastback or the convertible better, but, you know, this here is a pretty cool car because it is a factory 4-speed car. We need to dig into this car and have some more information. But overall, I don't think this is a bad little car. It's definitely going to need some love on the quarters and things like that. But, you know, it's rumored to be an SS. But like I said, we really need to bend over and we need to do some real research to verify all those kind of things. But for what he's asking, if it truly is an SS factory 4-speed car, and there's documentation, the price he's asking is probably not terrible. But what do you guys think? Next, got a 1955 Ford for $49.99. Well, this little 55 here is rumored to run, drive, and stop, which is a good thing sometimes. But they're a pretty cool car as well. And I don't think in this crazy market the asking price is too terrible of a starting point. I think he could probably do a little bit better because this car does have some rust issues, and it's going to have some body work things that's definitely going to have to be done on this car. But the seller did admit it does have some holes on the other side. But I really wish they would include some real pictures underneath there so we could see what we were looking at to make a good evaluation of what we thought this car was really worth. But I think this would make somebody a good project car if you're really into these. But I would definitely go and check it out, look it over real well, and see what you're getting yourself into before you discuss any money. Next, got a 1956 Oldsmobile for $7,000. You guys, a decent looking old Oldsmobile 2-door hardtop that they're asking $7,000 for. Now, me personally, I wouldn't give $7,000 for this one. Now, this is claimed to be a running, driving car. You hit the key and take off and go where you want to go. But there's some things out there that stands out. Just does not make this car worth $7,000 for me. One, they painted all over all the chrome. How bad is the chrome? Also, he's got some cattywampus stuff going on the dashboard. There's a lot of things missing, as you can see. It's definitely worth something, but just not $7,000. Next, got a 1962 Buick for $5,000. Now, if you don't mind a 4-door car, this one here might not be too bad for you. This at least is a 4-door hardtop, so that means no post there. It gives you all the wind to get all the air inside there. Overall, from the pictures, this old car does not look bad. It looks to be really complete. And I don't see a whole lot of real dominant rust sticking out anywhere in the pictures, at least the pictures they supplied. The dashboard looks good. The interior looks fairly decent for its age. I think this one here would actually make a family a nice little cruiser. But what do you guys think? Next, got 1955 Olds for $6,500. You know, even though this is a 4-door, being a 4-door hardtop, it actually doesn't look bad. This is one of the few cars I think actually pull that off. Now, this one here they claim has 30 pounds of oil pressure when it's running at an idle, but it's got a bottom end noise, possibly some bearing noise. That's what I'm thinking going on down there. I don't believe I'd get $6,500 from what I'm seeing here in the pictures, but I think somebody wanted to go tinker with it and you can get it for the right price. This would make somebody a nice little family cruiser as well, but what do you guys think of this one and that price? Next, got a 1955 Ford for $9,750. I don't know about you guys, I just like the hardtops better. I'm not really a big fan of the post car in the 50s. But overall, what we're seeing here in the pictures, the car doesn't look terrible. I'm not a fan of the color scheme on it, but I mean, it works with the car for, the year it is. But what he's asking for the car and the pictures he's supplying here, I really don't know if I see necessarily what he's asking for this car, but that's taking it at face value from the pictures. This is definitely one that you're going to have to go see in person, get dirty, crawl underneath it, do the smell test. You're going to have to get involved. You're going to have to know that thing better than your wife's backside before you discuss any kind of money on this car. Me personally, I don't see that kind of price, but what do you guys think of this old 55, and what do you think of that price tag? Well, that's all I got for you today. If you liked today's video, be sure to smash that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.